A very good evening to you all and welcome to UBC News tonight, this Tuesday, the 9th day of January 2024. First though, these are our top stories. In our top stories tonight, Chairman Electoral Commission and other members' term of office expires. Security starts accrediting those to access major installations during the Uganda Summit. Auditor General's report for fiscal year 2022-23 shows 6.72 billion lost to pay ghost employees. And in sports cricket, Cranes gears up for the first T20 World Cup as players learn their World Cup group opponents. Welcome back. We are coming to you live online and on air from Broadcast House here on Nile Avenue. On sign language, it is Elizabeth Nekakone and I am Rukidi Edward Kijanangoma. Now, President Yoweri Museveni has vowed to take swift action to crush the Allied Democratic Forces rebel groups who are hiding in the Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo forests. In his security address from his country home in Rwachitura, Museveni declared that the ADF has no chance of survival and urged citizens to inform on any suspected associates. The president acknowledged past shortcomings in addressing the insurgency, attributing them to internal divisions worsened by local governance and religious influences. Mr. Museveni also leveled sharp criticism at external actors attempting to influence Uganda's internal affairs. He denounced their pressure as meddling in matters best handled by a united and resilient Ugandan community. Take a watch.
The ADF has no chance of surviving. We are hitting all of them in Sector 1, Sector 2, Sector 3, and now Sector 4, the one near Mombasa. Those machines which you see can reach very far. There's nowhere they cannot reach. And Wananchi in Eastern Congo have gone back to their villages. If you have got some pictures which can show that, you can show it, the Wananchi back in their villages. Now, recently, the UPDF, in their stupidity, they think that if we send small groups into Uganda to kill people, then maybe the UPDF in Congo will come back. But that will not happen. That's how they sent the group of Kamusu and Njovu into the park to kill the children. They are the ones who killed the children of Rubiriha. They are the ones who killed the two tourists, and then they killed people in Kamwenje. But we have now killed, out of the 10, we have killed 7 now, and captured 1. The other 3, we don't know where they are. I haven't seen them, see what happened to them. So that's again a waste of time. Those are the Wananchi in Congo. They have gone back to their villages. You can see them going back to their villages. Then trying to bring bombs to Uganda, the Kayanja's church. This one we have defeated by vigilance. I want to thank you, the Ugandans, for being vigilant and exposing these bombs before they go off. But the solution is to finish the ones in Congo, because those are the ones who are causing or who are sending all these groups and ruining the lives of these young people. You can see now how they lure girls, they kidnap them, they deceive them. And I just came here to tell them, please, stop. Otherwise, you will perish like all the others have done. You hear that Muraro died. What happened to Medi? Did you know somebody called Medi? You didn't know him. Huh? There was somebody called Meden Karubo. Some of them, they don't know them. Now, the main point I wanted to mention to you is to update you what's happening to ADF and to use this occasion to tell ADF to stop, come out, otherwise we have all the capacity. As long as His Excellency Tshisekedi has allowed us, you have no chance. We shall finish you. Now, the second and final point are the pressures which some foreigners try to put on Uganda to interfere in our internal affairs. Those documents of mine from Lalam, where are they? Language. Because the people are the same. Because if you can understand somebody's way of speaking, then he is part of you. You are one people. But because of the greed of some of the operators, including the chiefs, that's how they were dividing people. And that's where the weakness was. And up to now, that's still the weakness. If you divide yourselves, then you become weak. But otherwise, if you don't divide ourselves, we are very, very strong. There's nothing that we cannot do. When these people came here, the first time, Huntington Speak and Stanley, we only lacked two things. First of all, more knowledge of science and so on. But secondly, governance being divided by the chiefs. The moment you solve that, there's nothing that can defeat us.
President Yoweri Museveni in his address there to the nation earlier on, and of course talking strongly about finishing off the ADF terrorists. Now, the term of the Uganda Electoral Commission team headed by the chairperson, Justice Simon Byabakama, has expired despite the electoral roadmap beginning in July 2024. But the Electoral Commission former chairman, Justice Simon Byabakama, says the public should be patient and wait for the appointing authority to constitute a new team. Meanwhile, at the Electoral Commission offices on the 7th Street Industrial Area in Kampala, the Commission spokesperson, Paul Bukenya, told UBC the technical team is superintended by the Commission Secretary.
The Uganda Electoral Commission has confirmed the continuity of the electoral roadmap for general elections of 2026, despite the expiry of the Commission term of office.
There's no problem. One, you recall, if I may remind you, when we came in 2017, the former commission had expired in November 2016. For us, we came in January 2017. And the commission continued to run courtesy of the technical wing of the commission, who constitute the majority members of the staff of the commission. And secondly, the commission is established on well-built structures. So those structures, by all accounts, are robust, strong, and operational.
Article 60 of the 1995 Constitution, as amended, indicates that after serving 7 years, the appointing authority is required to appoint new members to the commission.
We are composing the commission, and the commission is full-time. So that matter of composing the commission so that there is continuity of work is a matter that is the appointing authority and all the relevant structures are in the full know. So we expect them to address it according to the provisions of Article 60.
To ensure a smooth transition and uninterrupted project implementation, the appointing authority must exercise their constitutional mandate to address the leadership vacuum. The Commission Secretary, Lina Dimolekwa, currently leads the technical team responsible for the full and unchallenged implementation of projects.
Being that is going on definitely, because the technical wing is fully composed. We are here, that's why we are here. But the leadership at the top, the policy making, is not in place. And like I've said, that matter is before now the appointing authorities.
The Commission spokesperson Paul Bukenya says operations of all Commission offices nationwide will continue functioning.
The technical team is led by the Secretary, the Accounting Officer of the Electoral Commission, and we have that structure in place and management. All our offices are open and functioning at the district level, city level, and even here, like you see.
The outgoing Commission members include the Chairperson Justice Simon Mugenyi Byabakama, Hajat Aisha Lubega, the Deputy, and other members are Stephen Tashobia, Justin Ahewa Mugabi, Natharin Etemaru, Alhaji Sebagala Chigoze, and Emorut James Peter. The law provides renewal of contracts for those who have served only one term. Abdul Nasir Luwama for UBC.
Now, security has started processing accreditation for those to access major installations during the NAM Summit in Kampala, which is to take place from the 15th of January to the 20th of January 2024. The Commissioner in charge of community policing at Uganda Police Force, Anatoli Muleterwa, told UBC TV that some places and installations will have restricted access.
The crackdown on criminal gangs and elements along major routes in Kampala Metropolitan by the police intend to safeguard the dignitaries and Ugandans that will be attending the NAM Summit.
I therefore want to rate that our level of readiness is very high, and as a country and as police, we are all up to the task. But like every time we have always been carrying out our mandate, we are not carrying it in isolation, we carry it with your support. I want to rally all Ugandans, especially around Kampala, in the district of Wakiso, Mukono, and other places, because, you know, during the conference we have our visitors may have the curiosity to tour Uganda. I want to call upon all Ugandans to be ready for this and support. This kind of arrangement comes with opportunities.
Kampala dwellers are advised to adhere to alternative routes and traffic diversions ahead of the NAM Summit.
Not all roads are cut off, but those that are cut off, they are alternatives. Two, if you know Semunyunyu has been cut off, why do you desire to go there? You mean Entebbe Road is closed? Why don't you use that one to go to Kampala? Why don't you use that one to go to? What about Express? Is it also closed? So please stop having diversionary excuses on things that are support.
Police, together with sister agencies, will take charge in policing the event and production of special accreditation for restricted areas.
A number of security measures that have taken place. One, on the highways there where these people will be passing, where our guests will be passing, we have what we call integrated highway patrol. This is purely motorized. Two, we have foot patrols, which is segmented. It is in sectors and in segments. Three, we have rings which are manned differently. And under those rings, we have what we call access control. Four, that for anybody who must access those venues must be accredited.
With over 120 delegates expected to attend the Non-Aligned Movement Summit, Uganda's chairmanship, like any other, is expected to take a smooth course with police at the center of security and detailed. Komagum Rogers for UBC News.
Parliament will start scrutinizing the Auditor General's report for the last financial year 2022-2023, which, among others, reveals that 6.72 billion shillings is lost to payment of ghost employees. Following the last 2023 validation exercise of government employees, 1,818 ghost workers put a dent on the consolidated fund. Now this notwithstanding the parish development model where over 604 beneficiaries in various PDM circles had ineligible and non-existent projects. The Auditor General, John Mwanga, has now handed over the report to the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, and attributed the increase in public debt to the increased government expenditure compared to domestic revenue to finance the fiscal deficit. Speaker Anita Among welcomed the regular accountability of government funds that ensures value for money and will reduce the appetite of borrowing. According to the Auditor General's report, the total public debt as of 30th June 2023 stood at 96.16 trillion shillings.
2023. The exercise revealed a total of 10,192 employees which were recommended for removal from the government payroll, having been either confirmed dead, absconded, or retired by the time of validation. I further observed that the total of 53 billion was annually being paid to this category of staff and is therefore recoverable. In my separate reports issued to each government entity, I advised accounting officers to update their payrolls accordingly and initiate steps to recover the amounts irregularly paid. I have also brought this matter to the investigative agencies of government for appropriate follow-up.
So as Parliament, we'll do our part, we'll do our role in ensuring that we scrutinize what you've found out. And I'm very happy with your findings. You've been very keen, especially on PDM. This needs to be handled very, very well. This money, if we are saying we want to build 39%, much as the percentage is small, but the money should be put in proper use. The value for money audit must be done properly. We have put a lot of money in most of these institutions and in the name of buying shares. So we need to know how much money do we have there, how is our money doing, and it is not just a matter of donation. Let's have this money audited, and I'm happy when we gave you work to do that you've done it. Thank you so much. And it also helps us in the public debt. It will help us in ensuring that we now reduce the thirst of borrowing and depend within what we have. That is very good, and I want to ask the leader of opposition that you should call for a meeting with your chairpersons of accountability committees and share with them this report.
The National Resistance Movement has maintained the 3 backbench commissioners in the 11th Parliament to serve for another term in the Parliamentary Commission. Legislators Solomon Silwanyi, Prosi Mbabazi and Esther Afoyochan have maintained their position in the Commission and have been joined by the opposition representative Matthias Mpuga, recently appointed in the opposition by NUP party after dropping him from the position of the Leader of Opposition in Parliament. Mpuga has asked Parliament to accord the new LOP, Joel Senyonyi, the support in order for him to execute his new mandate.
Parliament on Tuesday afternoon resumed plenary sessions after a long recess, which was also coupled by the East African Parliamentary Games and the Conference of Speakers and Presiding Officers of the Commonwealth, which successfully ended in Munyonyo, Kampala. Chaired by the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, the House was first alerted on the changes of the office bearers in the leadership of the opposition in Parliament. Speaker Anita Among welcomed the changes, pledging to support the new leaders in fulfilling their respective mandate in Parliament. In December last year, the National Unity Platform Party, which enjoys the highest numerical strength in Parliament, made changes in the leadership, replacing Matthias Mpuga with Nakawa West MP Joel Senyonyi as the leader of opposition.
Honorable Matthias I want to thank you so much. I want to thank you. Honorable Matthias, I want to thank you so much for your service to the people.
Anita Among, who described MP Joel as her son, crowned him with few words of wisdom relating to the rules of procedure of Parliament.
And I want to urge my son Joel that I'll refer you to Rule 14 and especially Rule 13.3. The leader of opposition shall hold regular consultation with the Speaker in whatever job he does. And we are open, our offices are open, and we'll be work with you.
Matthias Mpuga was accordingly nominated to replace MP Francis Zaki as a backbencher in the Parliamentary Commission. Mpuga exhibited the House the fruits of giving space to young leaders, tasking office bearers to always be mindful of the electorate and offer services for a common good. Mpuga used an example derived from the hardship of hugging a porcupine to maintain peace in society.
They will have space to say they met in the House, they were different, they opined differently, but they converged to the center to put forward common good. That should be act in the history of our work. Sometimes the train is so fast that you can mistake a tree for an animal, that you need to step on the pedal of the middle pedal to see your direction and the trajectory of the nation.
Mpuga wants his successor Senyonyi to find space to accommodate his enemies, especially when duty calls.
You cannot change a difficult person, but set boundaries. Communicate effectively that you understood. Don't take it personal. Take care of your good self. Focus on the positive.
Lop Joel Senyonyi summarized his warm appreciation in few words, limiting himself to working according to the rules of the House.
Because when we are pushing back against things like corruption, when we are ensuring there is service delivery, when we are ensuring that there is value for taxpayers' money, it's not for the good of just the opposition, it's for all of us. Because regardless of the political party you belong to, when you go to a health center and there's no doctor to attend to you or no medicine, you will suffer.
Matthias Mpuga joins the three MPs representing NRM on Parliamentary Commission who have maintained their position to serve for the second half of the Parliament term. MPs including Solomon Sirwanyi, Prosim Babazi and Esther Afoyashan have been fronted by NRM as presented by the Government Chief Whip, Dennis Obua. The leadership of Parliament, including chairperson of the standing committees and backbench members of the Parliamentary Commission, serve for 2.5 years, and the respective party whips make changes accordingly. Daniel Mugoya, Gloria Gutabinji, UBC News.
Gloria and Daniel, thank you so much for that story there. Now, crane performers accredited to entertain guests and dignitaries coming in for the non-aligned movement and G77 plus China summits say they are well prepared to carry the task where, among others, will mainly paint the culture and norms of Uganda through music, dance and dress code. UBC talked to the Managing Director, Crane Performers, Gordon Kayovu.
For the entertainment industry, he's one of those hoping to hit big from the coming non-aligned movements and G77 plus China summits. In this line, crane performers who have specialized in the traditional cultural entertainment are among those expected to receive guests and dignitaries. In this interview with the Managing Director, Crane Performers, Gordon Kayovu, he starts by sharing us the group's history.
We have been blessed since 2007 to be part of the highlights of the main events in this country, right from the Queen, Chogam, 50 years, and many more presidents that you've seen come in Uganda, both to usher them at the VVIP airport, at the State House Entebbe, and sometimes to their final destinations.
For Gordon recalls how best they raised the performing bar during the 2007 Choga meeting.
We were in a special way asked by Madam Mama Janet to make it Ugandan. So we tried to listen to their audio and see how to bring in the live drums, the live instruments, to be able to balance and bring something Ugandan, fuse with the audio that was for the event.
But what kind of performance fits summits of this stature?
We always want the rest of the world to know that Uganda is truly the part of Africa. And that is so much also in terms of its richest cultural diversity. We've seen so many other cultures within Africa that you really see they are good, but they don't have the variety that Uganda has. They don't have that diversity that we do have. So that's we always want to bring out the fact that Winston Churchill truly was not only looking at the mountains, the hills, the valleys, the lakes, but even the culture.
It is on this and other experiences that one might anticipate has led to their summoning for the NAM and G77 plus China summits.
From then we have not lost any function. Everything that comes in Uganda that requires that touch. And even after that, it's after Chogam that we got an opportunity since 2010 to represent Uganda and Africa in the biggest European festivals. We were just there recently last year, 2023.
However, according to Kayovu, with just a few days to the events, the group is in advanced preparations.
We've made sure we have new costumes. Of course, we've been through rain on weddings and other functions. The drums, some of them have picked a bit of the mud, and a few scratches here and there, but we want the guest to look at something and you admires it right from the instrument before it starts.
This time round, crane performers are looking at selling Uganda's image through interludes. I'm Robert Onyango for UBC News.
Still with news pertaining to NAM, Uganda is ready to host both the non-aligned movement and G77 plus China summits scheduled for Monday, the 15th of January next week. Uganda's ambassador to the United Nations, Dunia Yebare, says everything is falling in place, including infrastructure, venue and transport. Ambassador Ayebare also says over 100 delegates have confirmed attendance, with a crisis in the Middle East lined up on the agenda for discussion. Henry Okrut reports.
Over 100 delegations have confirmed, which means countries, member states of NAM, observer states and observer organizations and invited guests, which is a really good number.
If anyone had expected the Russia and Ukraine crisis to feature in the discussions in the upcoming non-aligned movement summit, this will not happen.
The issues of Ukraine and Russia are not part of the NAM agenda because they are not within NAM member states.
Ambassador Adonia Ayebare says it is the crisis between Palestine and Israel that will feature.
And we expect to have in the outcome document the language that talks about the crisis in the Middle East, specifically what is happening in Palestine. But also we will have a ministerial committee meeting on Palestine, standalone, that will discuss Palestine. That ministerial committee meeting will be chaired by Uganda as the incoming chair. and will compromise other member states, NAM countries that are represented on the UN Security Council, and others that have interest on the issue of Palestine. And the declaration will be issued at the end of that meeting.
Business and investment will not miss out in the discussions. This, he says, Uganda stands to benefit as the upcoming chairperson of both NAM and G77 plus China summits.
The private sector is involved. We are going to have a business summit on the sidelines on the 15th and from the 16th and 17th, and I think 18th, whereby all the investment agencies and chambers of commerce from East Africa are meeting here in Kampala, but also bringing together other chambers of commerce from other NAM member states to discuss business, to discuss investment. And this will really trickle down to the common person.
Adonia's affirmations come at a time Uganda is in the final stages of preparing for the two summits. He says the country is ready.
We have been preparing for some time now, and I think everything is falling in place. The infrastructure, the venue is ready. The transport, the protocol is being organized. We are almost there. We are ready.
He has also taken time to scoff at those that reason that the country is not ready.
Every summit or meeting means two things. Do you have peace and security in the country? You tick that. We have peace and security. Number two, do you have a venue? The venue is ready. Do you have other infrastructure like roads? Do you have transport? All those things are very ready. I'll give you an example. New York City, which is one of the largest cities in the world, hosts the UN General Assembly every year in September. But not all the suburbs of New York are always sparkling clean to receive visitors. It is those areas where the visitors are. I think to expect that everything will be brand new, everything will be sparkling clean because of NAM is not fair.
Uganda will host the Non-Aligned Movement Summit between 15th to 20th January 2024, while the G77 plus China Summit will begin on 21st and end on 23rd of this same month and year. Henry Okrut, UBC.
It's super fast internet. Oh, it's a super camera. It's a super battery.
Phone battery full.
Yeah, it's a super deal. Get the Kabode Super from MTN now at a reduced initial deposit of only 49,000 shillings and pay the balance in Pola for as low as 833 shillings per day. Grab this Super Kabode deal and get 2 GB of free MTN data every month for 8 months. Get the Kabode Super now from any MTN shop countrywide. Everywhere you go, MTN. Regulated by UCC.
Metu Bus Industries, Namamve, the manufacturers of buses for transporters, schools, tour operators, and special purpose vans and any customized vehicle. Metu Bus Industries offers a range of buses known for safety, comfort, and reliability. Depending on your needs, a bus can simply be a point A to point B people mover with just seats, or a special design that includes power outlet, Wi-Fi, television, refreshment center, and any other specification. Buy your buses from Metu and support industrialization of Uganda. Contact us on 0788 118586 or 0782 030303. Email us metuafricabus@gmail.com. Visit our website www.metubusafrica.com.
Have you packed
100%. Any irritations? No more rashes and irritations. Movit Herbal Jelly and Herbal Soap is rich in natural herbs for a smooth and glowing skin.
Movit all day confidence.
The only water that can quench my thirst. Aquafina, we are good, good, good. Aquafina, hydration that is good, good, good. With essential and good. Then over 10 water bottle. Aquafina is my drinking water, my love.
In the production process of Aquafina, we expertly filter every drop, providing clear and perfect tasting water to help you keep hydrated with the added benefit of minerals. Aquafina is bottled by Pepsi Cola International in Uganda and is available at only 1,000 shillings.
Welcome back, and you are watching News Tonight here on UBC TV. On sign language, it is Elizabeth Nakakoni, and I am Rukidi Edward Kijanangoma. Let's shift our attention now to the Susan Magara case, where the senior government analyst attached to the Directorate of Government Analytical Laboratory has confirmed to court that the alleged cut fingers belonged to the deceased Susan Magara. During his evidence in chief, a report attended to court showed that the DNA samples got from the deceased during postmortem matched with the DNA samples of the two cut fingers.
Judge Alex Ajiji of High Court Criminal Division in Kampala is hearing the case where 9 persons are accused of murdering Susan Magara. Prosecution witness number 15, Musa Kiria, a senior government analyst attached to the Directorate of Government Analytical Laboratory Wandegeya, examined the blood samples and swabs which were got from the deceased Susan Magara during a post-mortem. Among other items included 2 cell phones, blood samples from the deceased Susan Magara and that of a suspect Kibirango Bob Baraka, biological materials from Susan Magara that contained body fluids, and the 2 cut fingers. Kiria told court that upon doing a DNA test, the 2 cut fingers matched with the DNA of Susan Magara, and the swabs from the Nokia phone belonged to a man whose profile was a biological relative to Susan Magara.
The swab from the Nokia phone, I had earlier on mentioned that I obtained a male DNA profile, and my lord, when I matched the DNA, the male profile, from the swab obtained from the Nokia phone and that of the deceased, that is capital J, and given that, my lord, I was able to conclude that the deceased Susan Magara is the donor of the DNA, is the donor of the female DNA that was obtained from the submitted fingernail, the submitted finger.
He contended that, however, no DNA tests or swabs from the deceased matched with that of a suspect Kibirango Bob Baraka, nor did it match with the vaginal swabs from Susan Magara.
My lord, L and M are of the same person. L is a reference sample from the suspect, and M is a sample. L is blood, and M is from the mouth. There was no DNA matching Kibirango Bob Baraka on item I, the vaginal swabs, and K, the fingernails.
The defense legal team cross-examined Musa Kiria.
You carried out DNA analysis exclusively. Was there any other analysis done, let's say, regarding fingerprints or anything like that?
What I did was to analyze for DNA.
Apart from the request that you mentioned, was there any other request received by your department regarding this case?
We've seen the report of 14th March 2018 and it's a photocopy. As its author, didn't you retain an original?
My Lord.
Before the hearing of the case, prosecution first made amendments in the charge sheet. Judge Alex Ajij adjourned the case to 23rd January 2024 for further hearing, and the accused were further remanded. Meanwhile, Nakawa Chief Magistrate's Court, before Magistrate Elias Kakoza, has remanded the ADF Commander Chota Abdul Rashid Arayas in Njovu Tembo until 22nd January 2024. Chota Abdul Rashid Arayas in Njovu Tembo is accused in the murder case of UK nationals at Queen Elizabeth National Park.
And the matter is coming up for mention. Your Worship, the inquiries are still ongoing. We pray for an adjournment.
Deborah Namamonde, Nantongo Rebecca, UBC News.
The government has launched the 2024 Data Privacy Campaign aimed at amplifying data privacy and comprehensive public awareness. Minister for ICT and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Baryomunsi, launched the campaign at a media center with a call to all partners and the public to protect personal data and privacy. The 2024 Data Privacy Campaign will be marked on the 31st of January this year under the theme Stop or Think on Your Privacy.
The Data Protection and Privacy Act was enacted in 2019 to protect the privacy of the individual and personal data by regulating the collection and processing of personal information. Government has today launched the 2024 Data Privacy Campaign aimed at amplifying data privacy and creating a comprehensive public awareness. The Minister for Information, Communication Technology and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Baryomunsi, called upon the partners and public to be cautious about their data privacy.
We are talking about information or data about an individual. How do we keep it private? How do we protect someone once the information about that person is within us, you as journalists, us, the government, or whoever comes across this information?
He also urged the youth to be mindful of their personal data sharing in order to safeguard their privacy.
And our appeal to all those who are in possession of people's data, people's information, is that you must know that there is a legal regime that guarantees the rights of individuals to have that data, to have that information kept confidential and kept private, so that you just use it for the purpose for which it was collected, but not to be abused.
The Director, National Personal Data Protection, Stella Albertese, warned individuals to review privacy policies.
As Uganda and the rest of the world increasingly recognize the crucial role of data protection and privacy, we are proud to re-emphasize our commitment to the global movement of safeguarding the privacy of personal data.
The board chair of NITAU, Alexander Chibandama, called for action to enhance citizen awareness.
We celebrate and enjoy the many innovations that increasingly the world has brought forth. It is important to continuously highlight the need to safeguard personal data and respect privacy.
The 2024 Data Privacy Campaign will be marked on 31st January on the theme Stop, Think, Own Your Privacy. Jane Nyiramchia reporting for UBC.
Buganda Kingdom has challenged the central government to increase on funds allocated to the health sector to enable health workers perform their duties accordingly. Katikiro Charles Peter Maiga made the appeal while handing over a 172 million shillings cheque from Buganda Kingdom to Nkozi Hospital towards construction of Accident and Trauma Center at the health facility.
The 2023 traffic accident report, 432 accidents were recorded, 97 fatal, 202 serious and 133 minor. Among the 424 victims, 100 died and 324 sustained injury. Buganda Kingdom is supporting construction of an accident and trauma center at Nkozi Hospital along Kampala-Masaka Road. The Katikkiro of Buganda, Charles Peter Maiga, handed over 172 million shillings check to Nkozi Hospital Management, raised at a dinner from a one program at Buganda's Kingdom Radio. Katikkiro Maiga advised all road users to avoid reckless driving and driving under the influence of alcohol, which result into accidents.
It is more important if we resolve to take better care of our health, better care of our lives, so that we can realize the other objectives that we may harbor in our minds. It's a big irony that while the preservation of health is one of the strongest instincts we have, we pay very little regard to the protection of our own lives. People generally are not scared of the circumstances under which their lives may be impaired, like contracting HIV/AIDS.
Maiga challenged the government to allocate more funds to the health sector and put drugs in hospitals to save people's lives.
I also request government to support us in this endeavor of building an accident and trauma ward in Nkozi. We need 7 billion shillings. We've raised about 600. Our own initiative. Government should support us because this ward will come to the rescue of anyone who may be unfortunate to get involved in an accident along Masaka-Kampala Road.
Rotarian Wagwan Sibirwa says the need to accomplish the place remains huge, thus appealing to everyone that can contribute to give a helping hand. The medical director, Nkozi Hospital, Dr. Crescent Tumuhaise, says the hospital receives over 15 accident people.
Times we get accident victims because of our location on the highway. On average, we get 15 to 20 patients, accident victims per week.
The construction of the Accident and Trauma Center needs 7 billion shillings, and as of now, 600 million shillings has been collected. Brian Tumwenebiaruhanga, Andrew Sebira, UBC News.
The National Patriotism Secretariat has received a new Commissioner General, Helen Seku, who replaces Emmanuel Walani. Walani has been acting ever since the exit of Brigadier General Patrick Mwesije. Now, this handover ceremony has been held at the Patriotism Secretariat here in Kampala. We have more in this story.
This is how the newly appointed Commissioner General for Patriotism in Uganda, Helen Seku, arrived at the National Secretariat to take office. The handover ceremony later commenced.
And all of them, they are happy. Eastern region, all head teachers. The youth we are handling in the secondary schools, they are happy upon this.
The honor and indeed glory back to the God Almighty. For all the leadership comes from the Lord. But I also wish to profoundly thank His Excellency the President for choosing me among the many capable Ugandans.
On behalf of the incoming team, Seku promises to foster peace and unity among the Secretariat staff, as well as calling for loyalty and hard work among the youth.
The task of ideological orientation through patriotism program among the youth, who are the biggest majority, constraining 82% of Ugandan population, is a noble task, and the youth should be directly involved.
She believes that in the current digitalized world, her operations will not only be limited to physical sessions. According to Seku, the first assignment on her desk is to oversee the President's zonal patriotism tours across the country early February 2024.
For every Ugandan needs patriotism. With the President's guidance and a directive, he guided that we widen the scope from secondary school to higher institutions, tertiary institutions, musicians. We are going to have delegates representing musicians on this board, and other people, the gospel, the preachers. We are going to have apostles or pastors or religious leaders as part of the team, in order for the gospel to reach each and every person in this country.
The ceremony was graced by a section of members of the public who included those from the MK Movement Forum.
Helen has a big role and she has a big task ahead of her. One, she has to consolidate the achievements of the NRM through preaching good love for country, beyond love for personal gains. So Helen's role will be now to move around the country, and we pledge, for us in MK Movement, patriotism, nationalism, movementism is our core. We believe in those three cores. When we top up the four cores of the president, nationalism, patriotism, socio-economic transformation and democracy, ours, we shall now have 7 points. So we shall combine what we believe in plus what Helen believes in to make Uganda a better place.
The new Commissioner General Patriotism, Helen Seko, has been serving as the Presidential Advisor on Youth Affairs.
Robert Onyango with that story there. Now, some rather sad news. A mother in Mayuge district has died in labor after succumbing to excessive internal bleeding at the traditional birth attendance place. According to close neighbors, the woman, whose personal identity and place of origin is yet to be established, arrived at the birth attendant's home during the wee hours of the night on a border motorcycle.
Due to scarcity of medical facilities in the area, the locals say the birth attendant, Namukidi Rose Amuge of Bukesero village in Bukatube sub-county, is well known by many locals as a long-serving traditional birth attendant. She disappeared from her home, leaving the dead body lying on the floor. The area sub-county councillor, Okori Emmanuel, blamed the occurrence on poverty.
The facilities were well equipped with personnel and all the essential materials that are required for women to get maternity help at those facilities. A reason as well maybe these people have always been engaging in this of coming to traditional healers is because of the problems they always get at the government institutions. Like for example, we get information that a woman is required to pay 400,000 to be operated, others they ask for 200,000. So for those who are poor, you find that they resort to this habit of going to traditional healers.
The local council 2 chairman, Daudi Kalali, called upon government to come up with policies to ban of traditional birth attendants.
I think it is time we should, as government, should put up training sessions for the TDS. It is time government should come up and give support, material and financial support. Can you imagine a woman passed on during delivery on a papyrus mat?
The in charge of government medical facilities in Bukatube sub-county, Jen Nelima, cautioned traditional birth attendants against abusing the law.
I told them what to do. Prefer mothers. Any mother which is who's expectant can die anytime on your hands. It's what has just happened this morning. Here particularly I reached 3 times. First time I communicated with the LS1. I didn't get her, she ran away. Second time I got her, I told her what to do. I told her to refer all mothers who come to our area because mothers can die anytime, as we have witnessed today, but it's too bad.
The officer in charge of homicide, Andrew Bumba, while addressing residents, said investigations are ongoing.
Badokita babukebere bene bonga baguoneike baida kutwala omulambo gwa baziike.
Very sad news indeed, and of course this one comes in the wake of Prime Minister Robina Nabanja's warning to traditional birth attendants to desist from carrying out their practice. To Mbarara now, where Mbarara Archdiocese has underlined its role in the education sector of Uganda with construction of St. Joseph's High School Rushoroza, which has a secondary and technical sections. Now, the school will open in February this year for only Senior 1 students with skills-based education as emphasized by the new curriculum to help reduce unemployment.
Yes.
Because we want the children who finish Senior 4 here, they should have some skills, like in plumbing, in welding, in tailoring, in catering, so that they can go and either employ themselves or be employable. So we are trying to support the government, but we are moving a step ahead by ensuring that the children who finish here, they finish with some skills. Oh yes, but that's the way to go. Privatization is the way to go, because the private sector supplements government efforts. And there are things government can do best. Heavy investment, things like roads, like hospitals, like what have you. But then other areas, like education, it's good that the government allows the private sector to participate.
In allowing the skills to the students here, I look at, say in 5 years' time, I look at people who will have passed through this institution, getting jobs, or even employing themselves without being disturbed by lack of employment. As we have been as we can see now, we find a university graduate just spends some years on the street without employment. But here, I see people here getting employment even before they have finished school.
Yes.
The Secretary General, Uganda Muslim Supreme Council, UMSC, Haj Abbas Mulubya, has urged all Ugandan Muslims to remain calm and have confidence in the time-tested leadership of UMSC. He made this appeal while presiding over the installation ceremony of Bamnanika Muslim County Sheikh Swaibura Jab Yiga at Kanseka Mosque grounds in Bamnanika, Luwero district.
Ngolera Qur'an ekitiibwa ne hadith z'omubaka Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam nja kuuma ebyama Allah nkusaba ombeere. Allahu Akbar.
Haj Abbas Mulubya cautioned against individuals within the Muslim community who are spreading baseless allegations against the leadership of Uganda Muslim Supreme Council in Old Kampala, led by His Eminence, the Mufti of Uganda, Sheikh Dr. Ramadan Mubajje. Haj Abbas Mulubya warned those with intentions of unlawfully acquiring Muslim land and related properties.
N'okubakakasa nti obukulembeze bw'obusiraamu weebuli bunywevu nga bukulemberwa His Eminence Mufti Dr. Sheikh Shaban Ramadan Mubajje, era tewali kintu kyonna kyonna kitutaataganya mu nkola y'emirimu. Kati ensonga esooka ey'okwezaayoza ngikoze, naye ey'okubiri nkulu kwe kulabula abo bonna abalowooza nti ebyobugagga by'obusiraamu ebiri wansi wa Uganda Muslim Supreme Council bisobola okuzannyirwako.
During the installation ceremony, Reverend Canon Godfrey Kasana Semakula, the former Luwero Diocese Bishop-elect, who served as a guest preacher, advised the newly installed country sheikh Swaibura Jibiga to serve the people.
Nange nabajjukiranga wazikurum wazikutum wazikukiranga nange nabajjukiranga kati ekikulu nnyo Katonda atwagala bwe tumulowoozaako naye atukolaki atulowoozaako kama bakuume era abakkiriza omusana gw'amaaso ge.
Luwero Muslim District Kadi Sheikh Ramadhan Mulindwa advised the newly installed Bamunanika country sheikh to remain transparency and unite other Muslims.
Eriwo kati mu nsi naddala mu bukulembeze obwa Luwero Muslim District
kwe kulaba nti tubeera ne transparency na accountability ku mali y'obusiraamu naddala amataka gaffe ge tulina mu Luweero Muslim District.
The East Buganda Muslim region has so far installed 5 country sheikhs as part of an initiative to streamline Muslim leadership in the district.
To Lango now, where Senior Presidential Advisor on Lango Affairs has called upon Pentecostal women to desist from dependent life and embrace positive attitude toward work. Angola says women should tap into the opportunities currently availed by government to improve their livelihood. Eddie Olua gives us more.
Hundreds of Yahweh Pentecostal Mission Christians had gathered at King James School of Nursing and Midwifery in Lira City for the National Women's Convention 2024. In his opening remarks, Bishop Joel Mukalo, using the biblical scriptures, tasked Christians to be independent through hard work and avoid begging syndrome.
Every time you eat what you have not worked for. That is sinful. Let us ensure that every one of us works for the food that they eat. So when you are eating and not working, shame upon you. Proverbs 24, verse 27.
Some pastors and evangelists have now turned their homes into deliverance centers to collect money, while others receive money through mobile money before prayer.
They are solitary evangelists. Because God gives them the opportunity to raise much money and share it with nobody else. God will disapprove you. And I have experience.
Similarly, Presidential Advisor Sam Ingola called on the Christians to embrace government programs to improve their livelihoods.
If you are doing any other sort of business, they're really helping. That is why Yahweh has called the women to teach them how to be self-reliant. And now when they go back, in particular, like Erute South, we are going to mobilize in sections of societies and sections of groups, and we are going to bring the government people to help them, because the money is already there and they've already started training.
Government has rolled out GROW to strengthen women's capacity for effective economic transformation. Eddie Olua, UBC News.
Ricky Rapper co-founded Safe Border to make day-to-day commuting safer for everyone. He and his team have added a professional touch to an informal sector with the help of technology. From humble beginnings to the Forbes Africa 30 Under 30 list, Ricky brings a unique perspective to the border business, since he too started out as a rider. With Safe Border scaling its operations, we know that this is just the beginning. Ricky, keep moving. You are unstoppable. MTN, the Unstoppable Network, celebrates you. Download the Safe Border app and together, let's support Ugandans like Ricky who are driving our country's unstoppable progress.
Start the new year in style with a variety of wine products from K Roma Uganda Limited. Bella Sweet Red Wine, Bella Pruko Wine, Bella Alta Wine, Bella Royal Dry Wine, Bella Passion Fruit Wine, Bella Hibiscus Juice, Bella Hibiscus Soft Drink, Bella Hibiscus Tea, among others. Available in all shops and supermarkets countrywide. K Roma Uganda Limited, the producers of Bella Wines, are located in Chirabulindo, Chira Municipality. For more information, call 0772 506 155 or 0704 161 398. Bella Wines, savor the taste.
Business news now, and vanilla farmers in Rubirizi district have decried lack of market for their produce, leaving them in panic of encountering losses. Although vanilla prices have come down, those who have harvested are stranded with sacks of vanilla after failing to get buyers.
Vanilla farmers in Rubirizi district are stranded with sacks of vanilla after failing to get potential buyers. They say that their leaders have not done much to advocate for the local farmer and are now appealing to government to come to their rescue.
I appeal to the government, especially the Minister of Agriculture, to come and intervene. They should come and tell us what are the challenges. Is there a market really for this vanilla? If it is not there, then they should tell us and we remove it in our gardens, because it is taking much of our space in the garden. MP witu takutugalkamu. Mwentu nchito akone sijakeri. Ntisaba President Museveni. Okwa na shana tayana shaburu. Aje tuyambeni tumugesi. Tumsimu kuya tuyambesi.
Chairperson LC3 Katanda Sub-County Arinaitwe Anatori requested government to construct a curing plant that would help vanilla to remain in a good state as they wait for good markets in future.
They have got a challenge of having no curing plant. If the government can help and improvise or construct the curing plant, in that when vanilla has no market, when the market has not stabilized, they keep it, they chew it and keep it. Then after it stabilizes, they sell it away.
Many cases of domestic violence have been reported to his office and calls for religious leaders to counsel the affected vanilla farmers.
I've reported several cases of domestic violence in my office regarding those the plant, because the women are complaining that the men has sold the vanilla and got much money, which is not true. So I also appeal the CDOs to be active, mostly in this season. The responsible people, the elderly, the religious leaders, to sit down with most of the families.
Katusabe Sylvia, the agriculture officer, Katanda Sub-County, was also shocked to hear that some vanilla farmers have started destroying their vanilla plantation due to lack of market for their produce.
People are in crisis, they are with vanilla. Some farmers have started cutting them down because of lack of market.
Before COVID-19 pandemic, the prices of vanilla were between 250,000 and 300,000 per kilogram. But currently, a kilo of vanilla is between 5,000 and 10,000 shillings.
Sports news now, and we begin with cricket. As the cricket cranes gears up for the first T20 World Cup appearance later this year, the team is in preparations for the big stage. The team is completing a 10-day boot camp in Jija before they embark on another camp in India. While in camp, the players learned their World Cup group opponents as ICC released the 2024 T20 World Cup fixtures. Our reporter visited the team in camp and filed this report.
With only 3 days to the end of their first training boot camp, the team is in high spirits and hopes to build on what they've been doing in the camp throughout the year to make a good performance at the world stage.
As a team, we've benefited so much from it. Being outside Kampala City, here we're able to focus, get guys focused on the game, on the cricket and on the training as well. But there's been lots of other activities, bike rides, the water slide, as well as nature walks that are helping us bond as a team. So, very happy with the camp all around so far.
This is basically to fine-tune the boys and keep them in shape for the tour to India. Most of the guys on the squad have been active. A few of them haven't been active, the ones who are not selected. So The camp is basically to bring them together, to bring them in terms of fitness, in terms of game sense, and the tactical part of the game. We're working on combinations, we're working on team building character. You can see from the activities we have gone through so far.
The team has also welcomed back Juma Miyaji and Cosmas Cheuta, who have been out with injuries.
We are happy to have Juma Miyaji and Cosmas Cheuta back. Both of them are at different levels of fitness. Juma is at 85% now. You can see he's bowling, he's batting well. Cosmas still has an ego, but we'll travel with them to India next week, and more of their injuries will be assessed.
Well, since I had taken long without playing cricket, I've been doing some physical exercises. Though I'm having some small issues with my muscles, I'm having some growing issues, which won't take that time. The main issue was the back, and probably the back is okay.
While in camp, the team also learned their World Cup group and opponents, who are New Zealand, West Indies, Afghanistan and Papua New Guinea, all with Uganda in Group C.
We are privileged to be playing at the biggest stage of world cricket, and we are happy that we are going out there to lift the flag high up, play hard cricket, and hopefully come out with a few surprises in there.
It's a World Cup, so there are no easy groups. It's the top teams in the world, so we're always going to come up against tough opponents. So, it's very important for us as a team to focus on this process in our preparation. We obviously respect them. I mean, they're good cricket teams. They're seasoned players. But, we can't afford to go and play with fear. At the end of the day, it's a game of cricket. It's bat and ball. And, anything can happen. So, we intend to go and put some pressure on them, play good cricket, and, see what happens.
The Cricket Cranes will conclude this 10-day camp on Friday, 12th January 2024 and head to India on the 17th of January 2024 for another camp as they continue to make preparations for their first appearance at the T20 World Cup. Uganda qualified for the 2024 T20 World Cup last year after finishing second in the Africa T20 World Cup qualifiers. Paul Isabidie and Grace Joyce Kemgisa, UBC News.
Football now, and 5 days to the long-awaited Africa Cup of Nations tournament, and teams are upbeat. In our daily update, we highlight Egypt and the Democratic Republic of the Congo, who are strongholds in African football.
The anticipation of the excitement of the upcoming 2023 African Cup of Nations is building up as all the 24 qualified nations gear up for a battle. DRC Congo, the Leopards as DRC's national team is called, have a rich history in the AFCON tournament. They have won the tournament twice before, in 1968 and 1979, and they will be eager to add another trophy to their collection in 2024. Egypt, the Pharaohs, are the most successful team in the AFCON history, having won the tournament a record 7 times. They have constantly or consistently been a force to reckon with in African football, and their qualification for the 2024 edition is no surprise. Equatorial Guinea. The Nzalang National, Equatorial Guinea's national team, will be making their 4th appearance at the AFCON. While they have not had a significant success at the tournament so far, they'll be hoping to make a mark next year.
Now, the best sports personalities from the month of December have been rewarded at the monthly 40-Beat Real Stars Awards Gala. Now, this gala was hosted at Lazio Restaurant in Lugogo, as we see in this story.
Maroons Football Club player Abraham Tusubira, lady cricketer Rita Msamali, boxer John Serunjoji, and rugby player Jude Juko have been rewarded at the 40-Beat Real Star Monthly Gala as the best athletes of December. Like all other recipients, In the 5-year history of these awards, the latest have applauded organizers whose initiative motivates and brings the best out of them. These Footbetrio Star Awards have been a mainstay in Uganda over the past 5 years, with more than 300 sports personalities decorated, not only with plaques, but also cash. Plans in the future are to grow the awards beyond Uganda and increase value with rewards like land titles.
Now, Bamnanika constituency Member of Parliament Robert Sechtoleku wants government to invest in sports and talent identification as a means of generating employment. This was during a sports gala at Busika Sports Complex in Bamnanika, Luweero district.
The primary aim of the event was to promote sports as an income source and to showcase the 3 gold medals he secured for the Ugandan Parliament in the recently concluded East African MPs Parliamentary Games in Kigali, Rwanda. During the gala, MP Robert Sechtoleku emphasized the need for the government to construct model sports stadiums, fields and track complexes in every district.
Kwekulaga abantu abali mu bitundu bye tukiikirira nti omuntu asobola okubeera omukulembeze naye ng'ate alina ekitonero ekirala ekigattira mu bukulembeze. Kye tulina okumanya kwe kwejjamu olunkulu. Kati ojja kusanga ng'omwana amanye ebintu bingi n'ayagala bamuyambe buyambi okupromotinga ye tafaayo. Abantu baagenda mupiira Uganda ye ttiimu etaagobwako ey'omupiira yakubanga bukubi buli muntu. So njagala kubasaba nti tuli mu bitundu byaffe gye tuva abantu babeere nga bamanyi bw'oba olina omwana omulage ekyasobola okukolera bw'amala okukisobola muyambe buyambi ekigenda mu maaso.
Bamnanika constituency MP said this infrastructure would provide accessible sports facilities, fostering the development of individual sports talents across the country. Sechtoleku suggested that the government take action to prevent the widespread appropriation of sports grounds by schools nationwide.
Ati twagala kuga nti government naye yongeremu amaanyi mu bino tusobole okuba nga tutumbula ebitone by'abantu. Government erina okusooka okussaamu amaanyi ate naffe ababiteekamu obudde n'obusobozi naffe tulabe we tutandikira.
The sports featured in the gala included ludo, football, tug of war and bicycle racing, with winners in each category receiving prizes. Aziz Sempija from Kalagala sub-county won in the 18-man bicycle race and was awarded a brand new bicycle.
And we finally come to the end of this bulletin. Thank you so much for having kept us company. My name is Rukidi Edward Kijanangoma, wishing you a blessed night, but we'll leave you with the weather forecast for tomorrow with Jasper Ainebiona at the Weather Center. Jasper.
Welcome once again to our daily weather forecast. I'm Jasper Ainebiona. We noticed poor visibility very early in the morning, and up to now it has not yet cleared. And this is due to the dry winds that are coming from Sahara Desert blowing towards our country. So let's have a look at how tomorrow's weather forecast is going to be. We are anticipating light rains across Lake Victoria Basin. The rest sunny intervals are expected. To the western parts of the country, chances of light rains are very high across Mbara as well as Chirhura. The rest sunny intervals are expected. Eastern parts of the country, we are anticipating light rains across Busia and also in Jinja. The rest sunny intervals are expected. To the northern parts of the country, we are forecasting sunny intervals that are likely to dominate the entire region. And in the afternoon, chances of light rain still across Lake Victoria Basin are very high, with a maximum temperature of about 26 degrees Celsius around Masaka and also in Wakiso, 26 degrees Celsius. Luweero, 29 degrees Celsius. Western parts of the country, in the afternoon, temperatures are likely to drop to 25 degrees Celsius with light rains, and the rest temperatures are likely to range from 30 to 31 degrees Celsius. Eastern parts of the country, light rains are still expected across Jinja with a maximum of about 29 degrees Celsius and the rest 30 degrees Celsius across Katakwi. northern parts of the country, we are anticipating temperatures to shoot up to 31 degrees Celsius around Lila with sunny intervals, while in Kabaramaido also 31 degrees Celsius sunny intervals are expected. Across the globe, we are anticipating cloudy conditions, especially around Mobutu with 32 degrees Celsius, while in Malaysia 32 degrees Celsius are expected, cloud sunny intervals. Thank you so much for watching our daily weather forecast. Stay tuned. Good evening.
UBC, inspiring Uganda. The official broadcaster of Non-Aligned Movement and G77 Summits 2024. This week on UBC.
A new dawn on Behind the Headlines with me, Timothy Nyangweso. Every Wednesday, live in our studios in the heart of Kampala, we have conversations that have analysis, explanation, but not every truth is fact, and not every fact is truth. Every Wednesday, 10 p.m. on your public broadcaster.
All on your public broadcaster, UBC, inspiring Uganda. UBC, inspiring Uganda. The official broadcaster of Non-Aligned Movement and G77 Summits 2024.
People ride the L trains every day. Over 20 years, I've written wills for about 8,000 of them. I sat with them as they've combed through their assets, figured out which kid gets the painting over the fireplace, which one gets the antique spoon collection. Last thanks, parting shots, confessions. People try to fit it all in. And once I've finished, another life has been summed up. Assets and debts tallied and zeroed out. You initial here and there, you sign at the bottom, and if you're like most clients, you look up, smile, and you ask the question I've heard for 20 years. Is that it then? That's it for the paperwork, I tell them. The rest is up to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dad. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, that was beautiful.
All right, make a wish. Sorry, I just have to take this call. Did you win?
Take this call?
Oh my God,
She's 14. How can she be taking
Sorry,
calls?
Jen, not now. Now's not the time.
Remind me, why was it we agreed to give her the phone?
Emergencies.
Which this is, by the way. Serious problem over there.
Get off, Jen, now. Please, come on. All right. Come on, get off.
Yeah, my dad's just got to blow out about 1 million candles. Bye. All right, everyone, are we all happy now?
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you.
Sorry about the bathrobe.
What do you mean?
Oh, I just had such a hard time getting you a present.
I love this bathrobe.
No, I think the problem is that you never really want anything.
That's not true.
That's true. Tell me one thing that you really want.
What you gave me tonight. Evan coming home, everyone's at dinner, that cake you make.
Tell me one thing that you want that comes in a box. I rest my case.
Yes! That's it! That's it! That's what we needed!
Good night, Mary. I left the Anderson will on your desk. Good night, Bill. Hello, I'm home. There's a female bonding ritual going on in the den.
I know.
What are you doing in there?
We're tattooing I love Satan on their foreheads, piercing their belly button, stuff like that.
Great. What'd you say about that?
I said, don't get any blood on the couch.
Don't worry about Jenna. She's too beautiful. That's your fault.
Here, sign this.
What is it?
It's your mom's birthday card.
God, thank you.
How was your workout?
Same. How are you?
Fine, you know, ordering the spring line at the store, yada yada. I got to get going.
I thought you just got here.
Yeah, but it's the fundraiser at Jen's school, so your dinner's in the oven and the girls have already eaten.
Can we go see a movie sometime?
Yeah. Or at least we could look at the ads in the paper together. How you doing?
Fine.
Check on them now and then, okay? Don't wait up.